Warning, this video contains a serious amount of caffeine. Welcome to Coffee with GPA, the YouTube channel and website dedicated to our biggest passion, coffee. If you're new to this channel and you love coffee as much as we do, consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest coffee beans on the market and a few how-tos to give you that extra bit of guidance on how to make much better coffee at home. So a definite warning for this: contains significant amount of caffeine. This is the Sons of Amazon coffee, the whole bean coffee. Now this one is designed to give you a complete kick in every direction. Now you may be fairly familiar with coffees like Death Wish in particular, a really famous brand for having severe amounts of caffeine in the beans they produce. Well, in the UK, Sons of Amazon are looking to be that biggest step forward with a high punching, really full-on caffeinated whole bean coffee. Now, the guidance of contains caffeine should definitely be a warning at the very first instance, because this is a potent coffee. Now the packaging kind of depicts that it's going to be a little bit hardcore, and I really like that. This has definitely got a proper metal feel about it, which I love. Now this is a 500 gram bag as well, which is significantly bigger than most of the coffees that you're probably going to get, usually around 227 to 250 gram. This coffee is going to set you back £17 on Amazon or on the Sons of Amazon website. However, don't let that put you off, because you're actually getting twice the amount that you would normally get from any regular specialty coffee. If you think that most coffees you're going to spend about £10 a bag on anyway off the high street, you're kind of paying £17 for something that's twice that big. You do actually save a little bit of money. So, what do we actually get on the inside of this bag? Well, you might be able to see in front of me that the beans are pretty dark, and this is a very dark roast coffee. If you enjoy going to places like Starbucks or Costa's where they tend to have a very dark roast regularly, then this is probably going to appeal to you. Now it is very strong. In fact, you could probably have one whiff of this and think to yourself that you are going to be in for a severe kicking when you start tasting this. But it does smell pretty nice for a dark roast coffee. You have to give it to them. Normally, I just don't like dark roast coffee. It does nothing for me. I love a light to medium roast so you can really taste the flavours that the coffee's been roasted to. However, with this one, the roast profile is to get the maximum amount of caffeine from the beans. Fair play. This is exactly what you get as well. But there is a slight, almost bitter chocolate smell to it, which I don't think is a bad thing. Even though I'm not particularly a fan of dark roast coffee, this doesn't smell unpleasant at any degree. I really don't mind the smell of this. And now, again, just to look at those beans, these are pretty hefty beans. They're a large size, really dark roast profile with a kind of nice gloss on the top of them, which is pretty smart. Now they are sourced direct from the Amazon, which is thus the name. And as a fair trade coffee, the coffees that they actually buy and help produce are designed to give the farmers and those producers fair value. And I think that's a really important part of any coffee decision that you make, especially when you're buying for home. Think about the aspect of where that's coming from. Has it been ethically sourced? This is one of those cases where it really has. It's not just a marketing ploy. Everything about this company is fair trade, it's organic. And the Rainforest Alliance coffee is actually one of the biggest trends for 2019 in the coffee industry. You're going to see that a lot more. So this blend of Arabica and Robusta beans are actually going in to create this coffee for us. Now it does come with a disclaimer. The government recommend that you don't exceed 500 milligrams of caffeine in a 24-hour period. Each serving of this Sons of Amazon coffee will give you 440 milligrams of caffeine. Now admittedly, this isn't the first time I've tried this coffee. I actually had it for breakfast just before the gym this morning. The end result was an extremely good workout, and a comment from somebody at work that said, "I don't understand a word that you've just said." And that's not just because of my Essex accent. Apparently I was talking at some great speed on about 5 different subjects and I was flittering all over the place. I like to think I've got a fairly good threshold when it comes to caffeine. This beat me. So do use with caution, especially if you're going to make in a Chemex or an AeroPress where there's a lot of filtration through water. You are going to be extracting all of the caffeine. Now, it is quite late, it's about 9:15 at night as I'm filming this. Making an espresso of this probably isn't my greatest achievement, but it's important that you know what it tastes like. So let's make our coffee and find out just how little I'm actually going to sleep tonight. Okay, there we go. Now this is, you can tell this is dark roast coffee because the extraction is actually pretty dark caramel. It almost looks like Guinness from this direction. But the aroma is actually quite pleasant. This doesn't smell like one of those dark roast coffees that smells kind of bitter and slightly aggressive. It actually smells really sweet. The chocolate flavours from it come through sort of no end. But I guess now is the opportunity to try and lose all of the sleep for the next 24 hours with sort of 400 odd milligrams of caffeine in this one. Let's see what it tastes like. It's definitely strong, but it's not bitter. It's not bitter at all, and that's kind of cool. It's actually quite a punchy coffee. There's a real strength to it as you take your first sip, but it doesn't leave any sort of disgusting aftertaste in your mouth. It's really nice. And I think that's important because if this is going to be a bit of a punt for you, if you do like lighter roast coffees just like myself, then it might be a bit of an intimidating thought going to something that historically has never been a good move. But I actually quite like it. It's really doing the trick. And this morning it made a huge difference. Now if you do go to the gym first thing in the morning like I do, one of these is literally going to revolutionise the way that you train, especially if it's on a day that you find particularly hard. It was leg day today and that was a real struggle. Well, it would have been a real struggle. This made sure that I didn't have to worry about any fatigue whatsoever. It's an incredible thing. I think you'll really enjoy that. It's an awesome coffee. I love the whole concept of the company. The branding is fantastic. It's really, really cool. Check out the website. All the links are below so you can grab yourself a bag as well. If you like dark roast coffee, if you like dark flavours that are very, very pronounced, you'll really appreciate this one. Well played, Sons of Amazon. I'm a fan of this. As I said, grab yourself a bag from the link below. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and we look forward to seeing you on another review on COFFEEwithGPA.com. Hopefully I'll still be awake by then as well. See you again soon.